I've lived in some beautiful communities across the United States. I've lived in Seattle, I've lived in Miami, and everywhere in between. And for my money, one of the best places to live in the entire United States of America is Scottsdale, Arizona. Hey, if you're thinking about moving to Scottsdale, in this video, I'm going to tell you the cost of living in Scottsdale, Arizona, what to expect from housing to groceries and everything in between. And we're going to get started right now. What's up, everybody? This is Todd Hall, founder of Phoenix Homes and Hotspots, right here in beautiful, sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. If it's your first time visiting the #1 real estate resource here in the state of Arizona, and you want to know everything that there is to know about the top homes, the best communities, and the great hotspots that surround them, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, then smash the bell, and we're going to notify you every time we create a new video. Hey, we're constantly getting new phone calls, emails, and texts from new clients from all over the world requesting more area information, Scottsdale neighborhoods tours, as well as tours of our local hotspots. So if you're moving to Phoenix or Scottsdale, Arizona, or thinking about moving to Scottsdale or the Phoenix Metro, all you have to do is give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or you can even drop us a message in a bottle, and we're going to be happy to give you the keys to our city. Now, before we talk about cost of living in Scottsdale, let me tell you a little bit more about the city of Scottsdale, Arizona itself. First and foremost, I call this a lifestyle diverse city, meaning that there is really a community and activities for anyone. So ranging from South Scottsdale to North Scottsdale, right now we're closer to South Scottsdale, where you have a lot of restaurants, nightlife, bars, of course outdoor activities like hiking and golf. I mean, there's really something for everyone. And then as you get further north, it gets a little bit more quiet, a little bit more tranquil. The communities are more spread apart, so not as much hustle bustle, but still some great outdoor activities, as well as restaurants there as well, and still close city proximity. Now, Scottsdale is a city that borders Phoenix just to the east. It's 31 miles long from north to south, and it's 11.4 miles wide at its widest point. Elevation ranges from 1,150 to 4,877 feet above sea level. So again, a huge range in that 31 miles. And current residents, 246,000 residents that live here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, as we're talking about affordability, I always like to start with median home prices. And the reason for that is because that's kind of your biggest expense. So in comparison, if we're looking at overall Phoenix, in fact, Maricopa County, which is the greater Phoenix metro area, median home prices today are $299,000. So for most of you, that's really, really affordable. Scottsdale itself, the city of Scottsdale, median home prices today are $506,350. That's encompassing everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that down. And by the way, Scottsdale over the last year has appreciated at 5.56%, and it's appreciated in the last month at just 1.71%. And keep in mind, when I'm shooting this video, we are right in the middle of coronavirus. We're actually kind of towards the tail end, but the last month we were right in the middle of it. So 1.71%, 1 month appreciation here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, there's 9 different zip codes that make up Scottsdale. And so we're gonna cover those ranging from south to north. Now, the homes to the south in Scottsdale are typically older, and that's where you're gonna have the most affordability. As you get further to the north, home prices go up, and the homes get a little bit newer. So just to give you an idea how that works. So 85257 is the southernmost zip code in Scottsdale, Arizona. Current median home prices are $367,660. That's a 1.8% increase in the last month. 85251, more commonly known and referred to as Old Town Scottsdale. Median home prices today are $356,050 with a 0.86% increase in the last 30 days. 85250, $401,800. That's a booming 12-month appreciation of 7.9%. 85258, $516,570. That's a 1.38% home price increase in the last 30 days. 85260, $435,990, 2.17% 30-day value increase, again in the middle of coronavirus. 85259, $669,460 median home price. That's representing a 1.81% 30-day median home price increase. 85255, $699,400, 1.15% 30-day appreciation. Now, as we get to 85262, home prices again are going up because we're getting further north. The area that got hit the hardest, there are two main areas that got hit really hard out here during coronavirus. One was retirement communities, and then the other one was our luxury homes. So 85262 is median home price is $828,610. That was down in the last month about 0.81%, which isn't too bad, again, in the middle of coronavirus. But again, our luxury market got hit. However, the neighboring zip code there, 85266, median home prices are $749,290. That's up 6.27% in the last year and 1.51% in the last 30 days. So obviously that area didn't get hit quite as hard. Now, of course, these numbers are always going to change. So if you ever have any questions, you want updated current information, you want to know what median home prices are or how things are performing here in Scottsdale, Arizona, or anywhere else in the Phoenix Metro, give us a call and we'll be happy to assist you with that. Now, moving from home prices into rentals. If you're looking to rent here in Arizona, even just to start, there are some things that you need to know. First and foremost, we have over 300 people moving to the Phoenix Valley every single day. It puts a huge stress on our supply, not only for homes for sale, but even more specifically, homes on the rental market. When I get 100 phone calls from potential buyers, people looking for housing, only 5 out of those 100 typically right now today qualify for what they want to buy. So that puts 95 people out on the rental market. So just putting that into perspective, you can understand why with 300 people moving here every single day and having so many of those people flooding the rental market, it becomes more difficult. So now you have a decrease in inventory and you have, which makes it harder to find really nice homes, and you have higher prices. So in many areas, it's a lot more affordable to own than it is to rent, again, here in Scottsdale and as a greater part of the Phoenix Metro. So Rent Cafe has the average 944 square foot apartment. They show that as an average of $1,598 a month. $1,600 just for a small studio apartment. Now, as we look at the greater Phoenix area and we break down some homes here as well, there's 4 different categories. The first one is just Scottsdale itself. Then we're going to look at the second bar represents the greater Phoenix Metro. The third bar that you see there is going to represent Arizona as a whole, and then the fourth is the United States. So when we look at studio apartments, you should see $977 on average in Scottsdale. A 1-bedroom is going to average $1,137. 2-bedroom, $1,407. Now, the most popularly rented is a 3-bedroom. Average size, square footage size is 1,560 square feet. 3-bedroom, $2,036 a month. And then a 4-bedroom, you can see, is $2,327 a month. So again, you can see it's not cheap to rent in Scottsdale. In fact, housing is the most expensive thing that you're going to deal with in terms of living in Scottsdale, Arizona. But again, for most of you where you're coming from, you're going to see that it's very affordable compared to where you're at. So with that, let's move on and talk about sales tax. So one of the biggest questions we field on a daily basis is, what do taxes look like in Arizona, and more specifically in Scottsdale, Arizona? So let's start with sales tax. Now, one of the things you're going to see is our taxes are really affordable compared to most of yours. Sales tax might be a little bit high depending on where you're coming from. Our sales tax in Scottsdale right now is 8.05%. Of course, that takes into account the state, city, as well as the county taxes. The current state tax is 5.6%. 20% as far as the sales tax is concerned. Now, here's where many of you are going to save a ton of money, is when you own your own property, your property taxes are typically very, very low. So in Scottsdale, Arizona right now, property taxes run 0.52 or 52 cents out of every $100 of assessed property value is what you're going to pay in property taxes. So let's say you have a property here in Scottsdale and its assessed value from the tax assessor's office is $500,000. You're going to pay approximately $2,600 a year in property taxes. It is super, super cheap. Now remember, whether you own or whether you rent, you're paying property taxes, right? It's just a matter of whether you're paying your own or whether you're paying somebody else's. But again, really, really cheap in terms of our property taxes. And then our state income tax, we are not a flat tax rate state. Our tax rate, as far as income tax, depends on what your tax bracket is. So that ranges from 2.59% to 4.5% of your income. And that is what we look like in terms of taxes. So again, for many of you, our taxes are going to be far more affordable than what you're used to from wherever you're coming from. Now, when we look at overall cost of living affordability, I want to give you some perspective in terms of what Scottsdale looks like compared to other big cities. Scottsdale, Arizona is about 14% higher in total cost of living than the national average. Now, by me just saying that, that might sound like a lot, but let's consider where many of you are actually coming from, right? We have, let's start with our neighbors to the left, since we have so many people coming from the state of California for so many reasons, but primarily because of cost of living. San Francisco is their average and cost of living is 80% above the national average. Los Angeles, 43% above. San Diego, 44% higher than the national average. So California, obviously a huge difference. But what about some other cities? Let's move up north into the Northwest. Seattle, Washington, 49% higher. Moving just south of Seattle, 29% higher in Portland, Oregon, in the greater Portland area. Now, Denver is very comparable, actually, to Scottsdale, 12% higher than the national average, so a little bit lower. But again, remember, Scottsdale, folks, is the really the third most expensive city here in the state of Arizona, right? And so I always call it the Beverly Hills of Arizona, although Paradise Valley really takes the prize on that. But again, when you consider that it's the third highest priced city in all of Arizona, again, 14% versus 12% in Denver. Chicago, 23% above. New York City, 129% above the national average, and Newark, New Jersey, 22% above. What we're finding now is it used to be that everybody from Chicago and west always came and moved down to Phoenix and everybody else went to Florida. Now we're getting a lot of new residents from New York and New Jersey flooding the Phoenix area, as well as everybody from kind of the Midwest and the West Coast. Now, if you're not comfortable living above the national average, then you have options. Here's the great thing. City of Phoenix is only 5%, or not only, City of Phoenix is 5% below the national average. So you don't have to live in Scottsdale, Arizona. There are some really, really affordable cities and communities to live in outside of Scottsdale. But again, if we're looking at Scottsdale on the national average, it falls right in line with most of these major cities. So again, City of Phoenix is 5% below the national average. Some amazing communities and places to live in Phoenix, Arizona as well. All right, now breaking down some of the other expenses that you're going to have, or your cost of living expenses. Remember we said that Scottsdale's 14% above the national average. Well, let's just kind of take a few categories in general and break them down. The biggest reason Scottsdale's 14% higher than the national average is because of the housing costs. We are 44% higher than the national average in terms of housing. Now, the great news is if you can afford housing in Scottsdale, then everything else is going to be very, very affordable and very cheap for you. Utilities, 8% cheaper than or more affordable than the national average. Groceries are 5% higher. higher, and transportation is about 2% higher, okay, than compared to national averages. So again, housing is the big one there. Now let's break it down even further. We've already talked about median home prices and we've talked about rent. Let's look at some of your other costs on a monthly basis. So average power bill here in Scottsdale, Arizona is $153.91 a month. Phone bill, about $164. That's if you had a new phone financed into your actual phone cost. So phone bill, $164 a month. A gallon of gas, $2.66 a gallon. Now, by the way, we're in the middle of coronavirus right now. We're kind of just on the tail end of it. So our gas prices right now, I'm still getting it at about $1.85 a gallon. But on average throughout the year, $2.66 a gallon there. And then if you want a strong internet connection for your home, enough to run everything in your house, about $60 a month for a nice high-speed internet connection. That's through Cox Communications here, which is our main internet provider. Now, moving on to food and grocery, a loaf of bread on average $3.51, a gallon of milk $2.04, 12-pack of eggs $1.91, bananas run about 49 cents a pound, and a hamburger. You want to go out and buy a hamburger, it's about on average $4.46. And then last but not least, let's look at healthcare. Average doctor visit here in Scottsdale, Arizona is $114. Dentist is $98. Optometrist, $107. On average, annual prescription cost that one might expect to pay is $454 a year. And if you have a pet and you need a trip to the vet, $54 for your vet visit. So again, for most of you, extremely affordable in terms of all of your cost of living here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Well, there you have it. That's the cost of living, what you could expect to pay on most of your major items if you're planning to move here or you're moving to Scottsdale, Arizona and planning on creating a new lifestyle here. So again, for most of you, these numbers are very, very affordable. Of course, everything is always changing, right? Especially median home prices change on a monthly basis. And so cost of living is always changing. So if you watch this video, you have questions on current cost of living, pick up the phone, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, and of course, we're gonna give you the most updated numbers that you could expect in terms of if you're getting ready to move out here or just exploring that option. Now, if you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring that bell, smash that bell. That way we can notify you every time we create a new video informing you about pros and cons of living here in Scottsdale, Scottsdale neighborhood information, as well as just new restaurants opening up, top hotspots, whatever it might be. Again, we want to be your #1 real estate resource here in the state of Arizona. We want to give you the key to our city, so don't hesitate to pick up the phone, give us a call, send us a text, and then of course, again, make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel because we're just going to continue to put out great content for you to make some great decisions on whether you want to move here if you're thinking about moving to Arizona. With that, right now, check out some of my other popular videos right here.